And welcome back, everyone. We are here with two last remaining Swiss rounds. So this is round number 19, and players are looking to lock up their spots in top 8. We will have Kevin Krueger this time, and facing against Ilya Kornilov. And it will be quite the interesting matchup because Kevin is playing the Ability Zard deck, which has been falling in and out of favor over and over again. It made finals at the most recent internationals, so that's of course an amazing performance. Um, and yeah, afterwards it has decreased a bit in play, so it's coming. Yeah, as I said, it's falling in and out of favor. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it seems to be less popular, but a lot of people like it, and it's one of those decks that hasn't really changed ever since it got first introduced at the World Championships. But it's always, yeah, it hasn't changed. It has this consistent power level, and it's always able to take down almost anything. And yeah, Kevin is at a 14-4 record currently, so he's in a great position to lock up his spot for top 8 here.
Yeah. So this is, getting towards that crunch time. This is Battle of the Giants. There's top 8. There's only 8 spots in the top 8. As perhaps it might be a little bit too obvious to say, but there's not that many games. There's not many opportunities to try and get the scores needed to make that top 8, and this is what it all comes down to. Now it looks like Kevin has started with a Heatran GX, got the Victini Prism ready in hand as well. We're just going to keep that in hand for now. Decide to bench it depending on what he wants to see. As he just he's got himself a Jirachi, so he's able to bench that and switch into it and just do a Stellar Wish.
Yep, and he's facing off against the Ultimate Mewtwo, which is a deck that Henry Brandt, our reigning world champion, has been playing and popularizing. And he recently won regional championships with it, and it's really a crazy deck. It has so many different attackers, and it has such weird game plans that I'm really curious to see how this plays out against a deck that's maybe not as popular as some others. So maybe Ilya doesn't have a go-to game plan for this matchup, but he probably has a lot of options to combat it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Although the Ultimate Music deck is a really interesting one. Like I said, piloted by Henry Brand, is our, current reigning world champion, and from the looks of things, will remain the reigning world champion. It's just a really cool variant of music that has like a lot more different attacking options than perhaps you had more traditional Welder Mewtwo or Psychic Mewtwo variants. You can even see there even plays this Xerneas Prism Star just for the the ability that lets it go into the active with all the moving the energy across, and then just able to hit for, I believe it's 160.
Yep, and the most important part of it, of course, is that it's a fairy Pokemon, so it hits ADP for weakness. So if you that's the tech that's really strong against ADP decks, because if you go first, you just attach to your Mewtwo, you go for your own altered creation in turn 2, and on turn 3 you can switch in your Xerneas and knock out your opponent's ADP right away, taking 4 prizes and clearing off those energies. So yeah, that can be really strong. For this matchup, I don't know how useful it will be. We will probably see. For now, Ilya has a Quick Ball, which is always the perfect card for the opening hand, being able to search any Pokemon, develop your board, search up your deck to see what is priced and what is available, picking up a Mewtwo, which is his main attacker, and yeah, probably this is the deck where Mewtwo is at its most versatile. I think it probably has the highest amount of different Pokemon in it. Especially because he's using only special energies and no basics, so yeah, he basically has Rainbow energies, Aurora energies, Unit energies, and so he has all types of attackers available to him.
So there goes the Quick Ball, discarding. Oh, that is it. That is the Solgaleo along with, of course, the Soul Burst GX attack that just lets you get 5 energies of any type, so special, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. It's the really the thing that kickstarts the Mewtwo deck. It's an extremely powerful turn one attack, and from kind of sets you up for the rest of your game from there.
Yep, this Mewtwo deck has basically two different go-to attacks. It has either Alter Creation of ADP or Soul Burst of Soul Galeo, and depending on the board position of the matchup, you basically choose one of those that suits you better, and then that sets you up perfectly. And the Chaotic Swell is a big card for Ilya. Not only getting rid of the heat factory, but also making it much harder for Kevin to get consistent access to the fire energies he needs with this giant half.
Yeah, that was really big because it's one thing having the giant half in hand, but unless it's a good thing that's like Kevin here did come prepared. It's got the Marshadow there, so
Exactly.
he able to use that resetting hold to discard the Chaotic Swell before whacking down that giant half. Gonna give it a Stellar Wish first, interestingly. So
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I was about
mhm.
to say, I assume he wants just any card he can discard that's not painful. Because, he currently only had two Welders in his hand, and those are like the most valuable card he has, so he probably was looking for basically anything, a quick ball, a communication, just something to discard.
Yeah, but I mean, Power Pad works well too, right? You can discard one Welder, play the other one, and then Power Pad them both back in.
Yep. And yeah,
So
the Marshadow is a very interesting card. Kevin just acknowledging how strong an early Chaotic Swirl can be against his deck. Making sure to put in this Marshadow to combat that. And yeah, it's helping him out already. However, his hand's looking very poor.
yeah, it is, and I'm a little bit surprised that he just passed there because there is a risk that this Jirachi just gets knocked out and he's not left with any way to dig. I would have, I guess, doing 130 with the Heat Trap isn't that great either, but I think more for preserving the Jirachi, is that not worth it necessarily?
Yeah, now Ilya might go for... He already discarded the Alolan Reticat earlier, so that does 60 per card you discard from your hand, and up to 120, so if he just discards one card, he can knock out this Jirachi quite easily. And, of course, always an interesting attack. Otherwise, he might go for an Altered Creation or something like that. But first thing, he needs a switch to get his Mewtwo into the active position.
Yes, he does.
And now seeing that he attaches the energy to another Mewtwo, he's definitely not going for Altered Creation. So this seems like it won't be the game for ADP to shine.
Yeah, seemingly. So there goes the air balloon onto the Zernia, so Ilya will now be able to retreat me if he wants to, but nope, just decides to go for the chuck away, discarding was it 2? Yeah.
Yep, I believe it was. So the check away, taking the knockout on Jirachi.
Mm-hmm. Now, oh wow, quite lucky there, redrawing into one of the Welders. So now Kevin will be able to use a giant half, maybe discard the fire, grab 2 more, and Welders very, very solid.
Yep. So really good top deck here for Kevin, getting the Welder, accelerating some energies. Now, however, he will at least be 1 energy. He can take the knockout here.
He can.
Yep, he switches, gets the energy to the Heatran, puts an energy from his hand. So wow, perfect top deck, and then basically the perfect cards he could have drawn afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, the burning road ability, moving the engines across, and hot burn going in. GX going for the 300 damage.
The classical all-in for the Abilities Art deck, just slamming down all your energies and taking big knockouts right away, hoping to overwhelm your opponent with that early aggression. Of course, Kevin could have also drawn a Dedenne of this Welder or of his top deck, which he probably even would have preferred to just set up his board further, because right now he's completely all in. But taking off that energy from Ilya, pretty important, and not breaking to that knockout on the Jirachi. And now it's on Ilya to respond to this. There we go with another Chaotic Swell, so this will definitely be a huge part of it. Now, it's the second one. This time, Kevin won't have a Marshadow available, and he's already down to stadium, so he will probably not have any access um, to stadiums anymore in this game.
Yeah, so that's really, truly, yeah, tricky spot, I guess. It's good that obviously he's been able to find his Jirachi now to sort of get back into things and switch into it. Mine's a fiery flint too, and with the welder, you can get a few more energies down. But he is very, very committed to this Heatran now, which is obviously obviously a big issue. And there's not many easy ways to be able to move the energy across, and not really that great discards either. You
Yep.
really want to be getting energy onto that Reshiram and Charizard, but yeah, I kind of have to just discard it instead.
Yeah, there's the Reshiram Charizard is not the best attack anymore. Once the GX attack is gone, usually you use your GX attack to take one big knockout, so you either use Heatran or maybe Reshizard right away to take a big knockout, and then for the other knockouts you usually try to scratch them together with your non-GX attackers like Turtonator or Victini Prism Star. So yeah, Turtonator right now, Kevin has 9 energies on board, so Turtonator could come in big.
Oh,
And
that's true, actually. I mean, he won't be able to power it up this turn, but
yep,
that's something he can definitely plan for, like, sort of next turn if he's able to get the pieces he needs. Just the bench and pass for now, staying asleep with the Jirachi.
yep. And let's see if he's playing. Oh, no, he does not play the low Punny Jigglypuff tag team, which also could have been a very useful attacker because Ilya already has 2D Den on his bench. He might want to put down some additional attacker at some point soon. So if Kevin had the low Punny Jigglypuff tag team in his deck, then he could basically prevent Ilya from putting down more Den or anything because he would just risk to get knocked out very easily. But
Yeah,
yeah,
especially considering Kevin only has 3 prizes left to take as well, so yeah, 1 KO on a could even do it, or just KO on say a Zigzagoon and a Dedenne.
yep. Yeah,
There's
KO
plenty of
6 and Den is certainly also an option for him right now. And now there's the third Chaotic Swell, so now definitely sealing the deal on Kevin's stadiums.
Oh dear, yeah, that's a really unfortunate position. It's, no more, no more means of being able to access stadiums. So no, well, he factory's obviously already got anyway, but not being able to access Giant Half at the right time is gonna really put a dent in his chances to seal out this game. See, Marnie played too. Well, there's a Ninetales, interestingly enough.
Yep, Ninetales pretty useful here. He could use that to pick off Zigzagoon from the bench, for example. Get a knockout there, and then yeah, he'd only need something to find a knockout on the Dedenne, most likely like a Victini Prism Star, something like that. So let's see what way Ilya uses, and a Krueger.
Ooh, very interesting. Okay, so
Yeah,
obviously does item lock.
yep, that does item lock, and also because Ilya used Altered Creation, it would deal 40 damage. However, he's attaching to his Mewtwo, so we won't see Krueger at least this turn. It would have been quite interesting because it could basically lock the Jirachi in the active position.
Yeah, it could. I guess the only problem there is that it wouldn't stop Kevin from in theory very slowly just attaching manually to a turtle doing attacks. Although, oh wow, Ilya's gone for the Dede change. 1 card left in deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he's definitely looking to close it out in 2 turns now. So he needs the knockout on Heatran or the Dedenne now, and then a knockout on the respective other one in the turn afterwards.
yeah, and I mean he has literally drawn his entire deck, so it is definitely possible. Oh, very interesting that he's actually gone for Ilya's gone for the Dene as well.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He's gonna go for the KO with with Xerneas. Bright Horns 160 or 190 rather. That's 3 prizes.
Yep, wants to make it as hard as possible for Kevin to close out this game, so preventing him from having the tag team in the active position. But I wonder what's Ilya's plan on taking those last prizes. If Kevin can just manage to take out this Xerneas, then Ilya's board will be wiped clean of all energies. He has already used his GX attack. And, oh, yeah, however, Ilya only needs to take 2 more prizes, right? Okay.
Yes. Even so, you would have thought that the Heatran would be the bigger threat, right? And the Xerneas could still KO the Heatran because 190 would have been enough.
Yeah,
It's a little bit odd, I
actually true.
guess.
Yeah, however, maybe he doesn't want to put the energies into a discard pile for
Oh, yes, that's a good point, actually. The
yeah,
Victini Prism Star is still a threat.
because even if he takes out the 6 energy of the Heatran, there are still 3 energies on the Ninetales, so enough energies for Turtonator to take the knockout on the Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. And yeah, so here we
So
see
that's
the
the welder.
welder. And Kevin hasn't used any Dedenne yet, but ooh, no Dedenne for him. He can still switch. Oh, actually that's the game. Yeah, he has the energy on the Turtonator. He can use Ninetales to. He has switch. So
Oh,
the
yes, of
perfect card
course.
for Kevin. And yeah, he's just winning this in a very aggressive manner. Taking 2
All
very
in.
fast knockouts. Yeah, those welders have worked out really, really well for Kevin. Giving him
They
like
really
the,
have.
the exact cards, and yeah, I mean, he didn't ask for that much, and now he's going for the 12 energy discard, 600 damage. Boom.
All in, no fear, maximum knockouts from explosive, massive amount of damage there, but it gets the win. And yeah, Kevin, with that sealing up his position in top 8 now.
He's at 15-4 now, so he has at least 1 foot in the top 8. If he wins 1 more round, then he's definitely guaranteed. Even if he loses the last round, he should have a good chance to bubble in. We don't know what the point requirement will be for the top 8 because we've talked about this. The pairings on day 2 don't completely take into account the current match score. So a lot of weird pairings happen, and yeah, that way the point amount in day 2 is just so random, and so it's really hard to say. But yeah, definitely 15-4 is one of the best scores we have in the tournament currently, and so Kevin has very likely to lock up his position for top 8. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this round with Kevin's aggressive fire deck. We will be going to a short break, and we will hopefully be back with our last Swiss rounds.